Yes, we see your screen now.
Perfect. Perfect. So welcome to Closing the Digital Gap, an Erasmus Plus co-funded initiative, and very much an initiative by ZVVT. So we really thank Miss Marianne and Miliora for having made us a part of it. And that's sort of the first part of our little kickoff webinar today, which is to really acknowledge the programs that are making it possible for us to get to you today. It's very much to the heart of what our organizations are doing and promoting very cool values, and we hope that it's something that we can also help transmit through this initiative. So first and foremost, I'll tell you my name again. My name is Jose Maria Imbert. I am the Spanish partner to ZVVT on this project. And today's program is going to be very straightforward, because what we want to do is just put everyone in context of what we're looking to do and how we're going to do it. So we are going to have an introduction round where we're going to meet some very cool and important people, certainly cooler than I am. And in that sense, then we will dive into the actual program and then discuss, sort of give you a little bit of a background of what was a thought process for us to get here and to understand that we are fulfilling a need. So I'm actually going to hand over the word to Miss Marianne Dorder-Servet. Let her introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Marianne Dorder-Servet, the founder of Zwarte, vrouwen, voor Technologie. And we are an organization with the focus on untapped talent. That's how I call them. And to help them to educate, to retrain, and to give them the opportunity to start or to grow in IT. And that's our focus. And that's why this is very important for us to run this program, to help more untapped talents, to be more, to help them with the digital skills, and also to help them with other skills that they need to broaden their chances, so they can get better jobs, or maybe go into entrepreneurship. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marianne, and thank you again for having made us a part of that initiative. We really look forward to everything that not only we're going to be able to teach, but everything we're going to learn from you as well. So it's going to be really cool for us.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. So as well, from Asociado Building Bridges, today we have Mr. Antonio Davina, who is also here. Antonio.
Hello all, and welcome to this kickoff meeting. Well, we are so happy to be here as part of Building Bridges, as part of this project. In Building Bridges, we have been working for a long time in empowering different collectives through providing them with the digital skills that we need to navigate this digital world that we have today. We also work in the employability and in the fostering the entrepreneurship of these collectives. So this project is really in line with our objectives, and that's why we are very happy to be here and to contribute to help the digitalization of the people. So yeah, we are very happy to be here, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Antonio. And now, not last, not least, but your very own Miss Miliora Martin.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. I'm Miliora Martin. I'm the operational manager for ZVVT, and I'm also a self-taught certificate-based cybersecurity analyst. I am also the project lead and also one of the workshop leaders for closing the digital gap. So if for the Dutch participants, if you have any questions, me and the team of Closing the Digital Gap are here for you. So you can always contact me or anyone else in the team. And I'm very happy to lead my first international project. So it's always, that's really the ZVVT style, is we go just, you get to practice here, but it's always always a safe space and always possible. It's always then we start off small and then it comes into this big project. So I'm very excited to lead this project.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Miliora. And then definitely last, hopefully not least, myself. Like I said, my name is Jose Imbert. I'm the head of office for Asociado Building Bridges. And like my colleague Antonio said, we're heavily into providing the opportunities. We recognize that for as much digitalization as we have, there's still a lot that we need to bridge in how we apply that those digital skills, especially when we're talking about employability and entrepreneuring. So as head of office, I am also the project lead on the Spanish side. I will also be leading the workshops. And so my role is very much like Miliora's role in this sense. And yeah, it's going to be, like I said, a growth experience. These projects, in my opinion, are never without the level of recognizing that there are different contexts, but that we're working on the same or towards the same objectives, if you will. And to that, perhaps I want to tell you a little bit more of the relevance and context from the Spanish side, and as well the target groups that we're going to be addressing and how those are relevant to us. So for building bridges, sort of the point of entry is offering European mobility opportunities. And that gives us access to a wealth of young people who come to us looking to see, what they're going to do with the rest of our lives. As well, we also look forward to being able to target, women of color and really just anybody who is interested in bridging that gap and coming into the context of an IT or a tech field of work. In that sense, we also want to go ahead and help IT specialists, so people who maybe are already in the field, because our course, as Miliora will very well outline, not just targets technical skills, but we also go into positioning skills or positioning tactics in the sense of personal branding and other good things that we're going to go ahead and detail for you. So it's a great way of helping people perhaps better position themselves to perhaps not leaving a sector they're already in, but perhaps positioning themselves in a better place, in a better company, or whatever their vision is for their work future. Then we also very heavily, as Marianne and Miliora said, want to go ahead and foster entrepreneurship, because there are two sides to this. I mean, there's the employability side, which is amazing, as going out, positioning yourself for a good job. But some people have very clear visions of what they want, and sometimes the only way to get that job is to build it yourself. So we really want to go ahead and be there and hopefully help you foster that. Then, of course, there's job seekers. We want to target as well students, and really anybody who's interested in tech, in upskilling, reskilling, anybody who's looking to take that first step into this world is really who we're willing to welcome. Miliora used a word that I absolutely love, which is creating the safe space, and that really is what this project aims to be. A safe space for learning, a safe space for teaching, but a safe space as well to sort of talk about those future plans and see how we can potentially, help to be a driving force in getting you to achieve that. So we're very much looking forward to that. So I'm going to pass it on to Ms. Miliora Martin now for your relevance and context from the Netherlands.
Yeah, so just like in Spain, our core audience is going to be Black women who want to skill and upskill, and also IT specialists, because there's always in IT, there's always a lot you can learn. And for the next 2 years, we'll be actually working on training and retraining over 200 different talents within Spain. So 100 here and 100 in Spain. That's our goal, because we, as a project says, we are going to close that digital gap. And also with entrepreneurs, because within IT, as an entrepreneur, the technical abilities that you need to have are growing faster and faster. And with this project, you can use all the skills that we are teaching you to actually upskill your own businesses. And also job seekers, because people who actually want to go into tech, this could be your first step into seeing and learning what is possible in tech, because it's a very diverse and very broad project that we're working on. And also students who are in school but also maybe want to change or actually go into further into their or their first job and then into tech, so then they can get a first basis and the first steps into how to upskill and reskill themselves. Because when it comes to tech, you are never outlearned. There's always something new. And also just anybody who's willing and able and motivated to go into tech, because this is a very intense 3 months. So we are honing on, you have to be motivated to be able to do this module and all the 2 modules.
It's super cool. We've been having a conversation of our shared context, Miliora and I, because we're of course facing this maybe it's a nomenclature or a terminology thing where, you know, when we're talking about digitalization, for me, like my target groups, they come and look at me and they're like, what do you mean? I'm digital. And I'm like, oh, if only that did everything, you know? So that's also something that we're looking to tackle through some of the module contents, where, you know, it's one thing is digitalization, but it's how we behave around those digital skills or around those digital tools that we can use to perhaps learn to be more professional or learn to just communicate in a better way. So it's been a fascinating couple of months leading up to this. And let me just get you here. This is for you, Miliora.
Yes, so how the course is set up is you have 3 different modules. 2 of them, module 1 and 2, are mandatory. And module 1 is really focused on the digital skills. So those workshops are really based on how you can work with the computer, on the computer. And module 2 is a personal development, because other than the digital skill, you also, if you want a job, you also need to learn how the tech space works and actually learn how you can develop yourself and actually get a job, and what type of tips and tricks you will need. And then after you demonstrated that you have aspirations to be in tech, alongside with us, we will decide alongside with you if you are able and if you have the motivation to do module 3. And with every module and with every module, because this is a very intense program, you have every month you have an hour-long session with a coach, and they will help you with if you're having struggles with something, and then they can relay that to us, so then we can, and those coaching sessions are also meant for you to actually get into tech and actually see how you can be more helpful in tech. Yes, so now I'm going to explain to you what each workshops of the modules are. We're first going to start with cybersecurity. And that's the workshop that I will be leading. That's it's a very practical, accessible introduction into cybersecurity, and we will deal with the current threats like recognizing phishing emails, and how you can be more diverse in things like a social engineering, and also how to handle a password and a data safety, with some rooms for interactions and questions, because these workshops aren't going to be me just speaking or other workshop leaders just giving a lecture like they do in college. No, it's going to be interactive. So at the cybersecurity awareness workshops, you're also gonna have to do some assignments, and those are going to be some assignments like how you can recognize a phishing email, or how you can recognize when your password may have been leaked, or something like that. And every participant, regardless of their backgrounds, will have then a more conscious and make more safety choices about the digital world that we're living in. So that's really what the whole cybersecurity awareness is that yes, you have to work online, but also be mindful of the safetiness that you have to keep when working online. And then the second workshop, Jose is gonna introduce.
Yes, so after Miliora teaches us how to be super safe with our digital footprint, we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about AI. Now, I'm sure that we've all been hearing, a lot of buzz around some different tools, everything from ChatGPT and other image generators that also exist, but we want to focus on content marketing. Now, because we're talking digital skills, this is going to be the first thing that we'll see, but with the next module, you'll see how this is a super relevant and useful tool. As when we're talking about content marketing, we're basically talking about things that can directly impact your personal brand, or just the profile that you put out there as your digital footprint, be it in social media, be it in even your CVs. So there's a lot that is going to be relevant with this, and we're definitely going to be telling you about this. Now, for this particular part of the module, we're going to be focusing very heavily into prompt engineering. So it's just a way of learning how to really speak to AI. I don't know if we have anybody here who maybe has had a little bit of experience with ChatGPT, or they've had a little conversation. But after the second or third question, you start getting rather random answers. And that's what we want to help you bypass, just how to properly, ask a question to get the answer that you're looking for from something like ChatGPT or any other AI platform that there is.
Yes, and then there's the working with OneDrive and Google Drive. And during this workshop, you will get to work in the cloud, because that's 9 out of 10 times what you will be working on when you're working in IT. It's all going to be digital. And there's several cloud services that you can work with, and we're going to hone in on Google Drive and Microsoft OneDrive. We will use both those services, and you will learn how to learn how to work together on Google Drive and OneDrive to organize your work, and how the administration and also how the communication works, because even me and Jose, we've been working in Google Drive and also with other online services. We're not together at the moment, but we still were able to work together just because we actually have those skills to work online. So the same skills that we actually use now, we're going to also teach you within working in the workshop of OneDrive and Google Drive. And during this module, like I already said, you're going to have a 1 hour coaching session. So the coaching session, so that's why the coaching session is underneath. So because that is something that is in the middle of the module. So then you can have your coach for an hour.
If I could just add something
Yes.
there, Meliora, it's important to know that, like if you see the different content blocks, like you said, the coaching is sort of what brings everything together. So that's going to be a really big, crucial part of each module, and of just us being accessible to you. But also, Meliora, did we, well, no, I'll let you get to the next one, and I'll say afterwards. It's okay. I'm moving to the next one.
Yes, so because the module 1 and 2 actually are gonna go simultaneously, so we're gonna do some workshops from module 1 and also from module 2, so because then it's a really coherent. So in the first module was really the digital skills, but in the second module is we're honing on the personal skills, because because it's for a lot of the people, it's going to be the first time working in tech. So the CV building is going to be a part of one of the workshops, where it's a step-by-step workshop where we are going to teach you and walk you through how to build a CV, and also how to then when you have built the CV and also the cover letter, then in addition you will learn how to do job searching with searching engines, just like a searching engine LinkedIn. And it's going to be the main searching engines where we're going to teach you how to, based on the algorithms of LinkedIn, how you can then use LinkedIn to get your first entry-level job, and also teach you how to actually read those specific job applications.
Right. And, diving into LinkedIn directly, we've also developed a follow-up module to that, which will be focused on LinkedIn marketing, because like Meliora said, for as much as people understand that LinkedIn is a social network, it's actually a phenomenal and formidable job search engine, where, the important, there's a bunch of things that come together because it's sort of half and half of those two things. On one end, it's a really important place to be able to display your personal brand, be that through your experience, where you're coming from and, where you're going. It could also involve certain elements of your personal brand, such as the visual elements, because it does behave in that social media kind of way. But then, to the point that Meliora was making, as a search engine, there's a whole bunch of professionals that really, do exist there. And that's part of the module where we speak of the importance of networking. But there's profiles for companies, and those companies are out there posting their available jobs directly on LinkedIn, which makes for a very interesting combination, but also sort of dynamic, because that means that you have access to those jobs without necessarily having a third party there. But also in those profiles, you'll always be able to see sort of the people responsible behind those job postings. So it's a great opportunity to connect directly with them, to connect directly with the company's ethos or the company's culture, which, is number one. Culture is a super important element of our personal brand as individuals, and we're going to dive into that and explain that in this module. But it's also something that can and should attract us to potential jobs that we want. We want those companies that share our values, or that share our visions. So this particular part of the module in LinkedIn marketing is going to go ahead and correlate to all of that.
Yes, so then you actually know how to build a CV, you've done the LinkedIn marketing, and then, because the goal is to get a job, but to prepare you for getting a job, we also thought of, yes, but how do we prepare you? So that's why we came up with the workshop to learn how to negotiate with salary and project-based IT jobs, and during this workshop, you will learn how to negotiate salary and other terms of employment, because here in the Netherlands, we don't really have a CAO. So what you're going to learn here from our specialist and the workshop leader, who's also in this call, Iman, I saw you, and she's going to really learn, she's going to teach you from also the HR perspective, and also from the employee perspective, how to negotiate new job offers, and how to actually do a interview, and also the tips and tricks that you need to have in your back pocket when you then go out to get maybe your first IT job.
And just as a special note there, we're definitely going to be learning, I guess, through this partnership, because I believe there's very specific talent that's going to be training us to this. Correct me, Leora?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but just to make the sort of, you know, a part, or the statement, the clearing statement, that for Spain, obviously we do understand that, you know, the international nature of our partnerships means that there are different sort of rules and regulations that go behind that. But there is always, of course, a European standard that we want to fall back on. So for the Spanish participants, it's also going to be a very relevant content, while, you know, obviously the negotiation specifics might differ, the tactics are always going to be the same. And we do think that that really is sort of, you know, the beef in that stew. So it's definitely going to be very much available for both countries, and it's just going to be in a very culturally contextualized way.
Yes, and then the third module, which is optional, and that is based upon your own motivation. If we can see that you're able and willing and motivated to actually get your first job into tech. The first workshop is the data analysis, and that is where we are going to teach you how learn how to actually gather data, and actually then visualize data, and then actually analyze it. And that is going to be in Excel, and you're gonna then learn how to actually do all of those steps within data analysis. And then the second workshop in this third module of technical skills is going to be programming, and that is going to be the basic introduction into website development, and that is aimed at both curious beginners and also people who have some technical background. And the participants, you will learn a step-by-step way how to work with HTML and CSS to work and apply these technical skills to actually make your first web page. And it's going to be a step-by-step. So you're going to first learn how to download the software to even work in HTML and CSS. And then you're going to get a step-by-step online workshop to actually learn how to make your first workable page. So this is a very technical stuff. So there is going to be some coding in here. So it's the two coding languages are like I said, HTML and CSS. And HTML is more the source code, and CSS is actually how to make your website interactive. And yeah, so that's the two technical skills workshop. And Jose is now gonna tell you about the non-code solutions in making a website.
Yes. Now, because even though we wish that we were programmers and we wish that we had these skills, for us, this was total panic. So we also wanted to make sure that we could offer some no-code solutions, which, mind you, learning the basics of the language and that you will in this programming section of the module is going to be super important, and it's also going to be very practical. But in order to perhaps be able to provide you with a little bit more hands-on experience or allow you to have something that you can definitely take off with, we want to go ahead and provide no-code solutions. So we've actually divided it into two solutions that are really cool. There's two platforms, which are the main ones right now, and there's WordPress. For those of you that may not be familiar, WordPress right now, I believe, is responsible for about 40% of the internet, meaning that 40% of the internet pages that we may visit or that we access are actually built on WordPress. And then from us here in Spain, we're going to be focusing on Card, which is a great platform. This is going to be an online workshop where we will all be able to log in and put together a nice little landing page in the same way that you will do with the programming, just in a different language, which is much more visual and perhaps much more manual. But we're still going to be very proud to show you, and hopefully it will really help to complement what you will have learned in the programming. And again, I really want to go in and stretch and stress the fact that you will see that everything is content-wise, it's not overlapping. However, the coaching is constant. And again, this is going to be the way that we are going to make sure that in each module, we understand what you're wanting, what you're needing from us, and always, always how we can help you further, meaning even a little bit beyond the scope of what we're actually doing at that point. So it's going to be very exciting in that sense for the no-code solutions and for this whole module. It does say optional, and by God it is, because that's the way we wrote it. But this is really where we lay down the challenge for you. So we're looking to really pique your interest in the first two modules, but this is where the challenge is, because this is like that first, firm step into really seeing what is behind this. So like Meliora said, this, it all starts with data. Data is king. And then, jumping into the more technical aspects, and then ending it with perhaps a light no-code solutions, but that can help you visualize. So, I really want everybody to understand that, yes, it is optional, but that we really do look forward to be able to counting on you throughout this module as well.
Yes, and actually with these three workshops, you will be able to actually be a more diverse IT specialist. The first step into being a more diverse IT specialist, because companies, yes, are looking for specialists, but they also want someone who's able to be flexible and also be more the coding side, but also the non-technical coding side. So that's why we thought that it would be good to do the programming side, but also the non-code solution side.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Just being able to be flexible. In the sense of, I can do this and spend, 2-3 weeks coding something together, but I can also be really reactive and put together something perhaps in a few days, which is highly functional and, ready to present to a general audience. It's just an amazing skill to have to be able to cover those two ranges. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to really help to develop that. And then we want to open up and hear from you, because we've been talking for like 35 or 40 minutes at this point. So we really want to hear from you. We want to take your questions, take your answers. Yeah, let us know a little bit about, what you think of this program. Thoughts, comments, a bad joke, Chantal, maybe. You've come up with something at this point. I don't know. No, not yet. Okay, cool. Doesn't matter. Oh, Marianne?
I want to ask the question if after the participants follow all those models, will they receive a certification? How they're going to show employees or others that they follow this program?
Yes, that's a very good point, and I'm very sorry we missed that. So yes, for each module, actually, all participants will receive a certificate indicating that they've completed either the technical module or the optional module. So for each module that we've outlined today, there will be a certificate. It will not just be project branded and organizational branded, meaning it will have the ZVVT logo, signature and the logo, but it will also be EU branded. So, you know, we hope that that's going to be a really nice addition for all participants to have. And again, that's module based because we do understand that perhaps people are going to pick and choose what they're going to be doing, but each module will grant you that. And like you said, Marianne, which is a great point, you'll be able to have some proven experience in the theoretical and practical. And I think we have a question from Miss Shirley Hertz.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your for what you are telling us. Thank you, Mayora, and thank you, Jose. Very interesting. I have two questions. The first question is about Mayora talked about the intensity of this course, of this program. I was just curious if you tell somebody about this. Can you specify what you mean with what the intensity is? Is it in time, in focus, dedication?
Yeah, it's actually, yeah, all three: time, focus, education, because it's three workshops every month. So you're gonna have to be able to come to the workshops. Some are in person and the others are online. So you have to be able to come to Amsterdam for it at least 4 of the 6 mandatory workshops. And also because it's you're learning a new skill. So you're gonna have to be motivated to actually push through, even though maybe let's say one of the workshops is more difficult than the other. Because all the coaches, the workshop leaders, and also us as ZVVT are actually bringing in all of our resources. We really want the participants to also bring in their best intentions. So that's why we say that you really have to be dedicated and able to come to the workshops in person, and also the online workshops. And you also have to be able to be serious with the coaches, because they are also giving their time to you and their expertise to actually help you through the whole module of the 3 months.
Okay, thank you. So it's really in time and focus and the dedication of people. Great. One last question.
Yes.
You also spoke about the different kind of people who can join the program, like job seekers, people who want to start or maybe are a little bit further in their ICT career. But when you look at the program, can you say something about if you get lots of people with a different background, or people who are a little bit further in the process of getting into ICT, how you can keep them motivated, because they all have a different starting point? I'm just curious about that.
Yeah, at the beginning, we're going to do a affect meeting. So that's actually a form that people are gonna, a lot of the other participants who are in here already filled in that form. And that's where we can see what the level of skill sets are. And that effect form we are going to share with the coaches. And then based on that, the level of, because let's say for the CV building workshop, and the people, it's on a scale of 1 to 10. And let's say the majority of the people are on a 7 or 8, and based upon that we're gonna more hone into, okay, you know how to build a CV, but let's then specify into more the tech side of it and actually hone in on more specific versions of your of the CV building, and then hone in more on the engineering and the search engine side of it. So that's how we are going to actually keep the workshop based on the level of experience that the people have within the workshop.
Okay, yeah, well, good to hear that. Thank you for that.
Yes, you're
If I
welcome.
could just add also, Shirley, that I think the coaching is also really going to help us to balance out the, those different needs. Because you are right, we're initially tending to, so we're trying to calibrate them at the beginning, but I think some of that could definitely persist throughout. So the coaching is really going to be able to allow us to sort of, fine tune even more.
Okay, well, it's good to hear that that angle is also important to get back to the organization. Yeah.
For sure, for sure. Thank you for your question. So
Thank
we
you.
also have Joanna.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Those are great questions, by the way. Thank you for asking them, the previous speaker. Just for my own clarity, I'm kind of lost. And when you say coaching happens throughout, what does that actually look like? Do people have different sessions at different times? I'm a little
Yes, you
confused.
can once a month you're going to be able we have scheduled them at actually in the middle of the module, so then you have like 1 or 2 sessions or workshop from every module, and then you have a coaching session, because then you have already done 2 workshops, so you're going to get a form. And based on the availability of the coaches, you're gonna have a one-on-one online session with your coach.
Check. Thank you.
Yeah.
And my second question, for those participants, for example, in the Netherlands, are the workshops given in Dutch or will they be in
Yes,
English?
all of the workshops in the Netherlands are given in Dutch, and all of the workshops in Spain are given in Spanish, in the mother tongue.
All right.
Yes, and we did this in English because we then have both people from Spain and also people from the Netherlands. That's why this session is in English.
Yes, life is too short to learn Dutch. If you're in Spain, if you're living in Spain, not if you're living in the Netherlands.
Yeah, I mean, Spanish is hard enough, I mean, even for native speakers. Perfect. I think we had a question from Jane.
Thank you. I have 2 questions. The first question is, what's the minimum age for people to join this program? And the second question is, there may be people that don't have a laptop or something like that because they're not, hoe zeg je het in het Engels?
Able. Yeah, they don't have the access to a laptop.
Yeah, they don't have access to a laptop. So what can you do for those people? Because I think you also need software.
Yes. The first question is everyone who's 18 plus can join these workshops.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's why we also have students as our target group. And to come on to your second question, we don't provide laptops. It's really that's not really, we sadly don't have the resources to provide everyone with a laptop. So yeah, so you have to be able to have a laptop and be online. So that's one of the requirements of actually being able to be in this program.
Okay, thank you for answering my questions.
Yes, you're welcome.
I don't know if we have any more questions.
I have a question. I'm just not
Yes.
sure how to raise my hand here, so
Yeah,
I'm waving.
go ahead.
We can help with that. We can help with that.
I know, that's why I'm here. So I had a few questions. On average, how much time are we going to be spending beside the workshops? So physical workshops, but at home.
Yeah, at home. Within the workshop, yeah, it's more within the workshops you're going to be able to. So every workshop is 2 hours, but at home, because you're going to have to do the coaching. So to prepare for the coaching, and because the based on the coaching session is really your initiative. So you have to prepare to ask the coaches your questions. So that would be maybe like an hour work, because based on what type of questions you would have. And also for the more CV building and for the online working, you're gonna maybe afterwards, because within the workshop, you're also gonna do some assignments. So based on if you're gonna be able to finish the assignment. So I would say like after the workshops, 1 hour of work.
Okay. Let me see. Is there also like a buddy system that we can work together with other students as well?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I think it will be able, because within the workshop, especially with my cybersecurity workshop, I'm gonna be pairing you up to actually do some cybersecurity exercises. And also within within the physical workshops, you're also going to do some exercises with the CV building and also with the negotiations, because Iman also has like some role playing stuff that she's working on. So yeah. So, and the thing is, you're going to be one group. So yeah, so you're going to be able to also talk to each other during those workshops.
Okay. I also wanted to know, besides having a laptop, what else do we require?
No, just
software,
yeah, just the
or...
laptop, and every software that you need to download, you will get a step-by-step instructions beforehand from the workshop leaders. Yes.
And when it comes to flexibility, what about personal issues or illnesses and missing classes?
Yeah, just like because I think we in Holland here have a commitment contract that we get the participants to sign. But in that, it says that you're allowed that it's possible for you to miss one workshop. And then and no more than one workshop, because then you're gonna get out of the rhythm of learning this new skill and base skill. So that's why we said that missing one workshop is allowed, but no more than one, because then you're not really in the flow of learning new things.
Okay, and that missed workshop, can we find the information of it somewhere? Like,
yes, at the end of every workshop, every participant is gonna get the PowerPoint presentation and any other assignments that you would have gotten within the workshops is gonna also be provided online and because every participant is also gonna get their own map in our in our Google Drive. You're gonna have your own you're gonna have your own file, and within that file, everything that you do. So also the workshops and everything that you do, also the content that you create within the workshops, you're gonna be able to find within that file.
Okay, thank you.
If I could just also add to that, the way that we've structured the actual sessions, well, not just the sessions, but because we're going to have the full workshop deployed 4 times over, and we're doing 4 times in order to have smaller groups. So really the communication is going to be very, very close. So there's going to be a lot of understanding, and especially for that catching up part, it's going to be fairly easy, you know, to just be able to not just deliver like, oh, here's your PowerPoint and here's your exercises and do this. There's always enough wiggle room to be able to, you know, either provide some further information. So it's just going to be very manageable groups. So yeah, hopefully that's something that impacts positively. Now, before I go to you, Joanna, I do see that we had some things on the chat, Miliora.
Yeah.
The first one would be, would it be possible to record an online module? I'm most likely going to be on vacation during 1 or 2 of them. So I think that pretty much depends on whether it's online or, you know, offline. So as an online module, I do believe that those could be recorded.
Yes, yeah.
that would-
All the online modules are going to be recorded. But we do, yeah, I understand that you're going to be on vacation. You already told me in the email also. Yes, so it's going to be recorded, and we can then see if we can get you the record from that online module workshop that you're going to be missing.
Perfect. And we did have another
Yeah, and
question.
one
It
was if you have missed a module, can you make up with one session? No, you cannot like make it make up. You really have to because every module is based on a specific skill. And the thing is, we're doing these rounds. We're doing all throughout the throughout the 2 years. So the first group is from May, June, and July, and then we're gonna have a little break to actually see how it went and actually get all the feedback and everything. And that's gonna be in August, and then from September, October, November is going to be the second round.
Perfect. Thank you. So, Joanna, please go ahead.
Just on that same thread,
Yes.
who would be the point of contact should one module not be attended? To
Yeah,
say like, hey, I can't make it.
Yes. So the point of contact is we have our email, that's closing the digital gap email. That's that's also on our website. It's ctdg@zvvt.nl. Because you're in the Netherlands, right, Joanna?
That's correct.
Yes. So I'm gonna put it in the chat for you. That's the @ZVVT. That's the email. And then when you aren't able to make it, you have to be at least 24 hours before the workshop starts. You have to then say that you're not going to able to make a specific workshop. And also if you have any questions, you can also send an email to the ZVVT closing the digital gap email.
Thank you.
So and also me and the team are gonna be the point guard for all the questions that you may have.
For any Spanish participants, it would be the same, just on the Spanish side. Then it would be me and then the trainers that you would meet during the actual workshops. So there would be a set of emails and protocol to follow in order to be able to follow up with that. Perfect. So we did have, I think, Iman had to drop out, unfortunately.
Yes.
So that's okay. Perfect. I don't know if we have any other comments, a bad joke. No, I'm gonna insist. I really am gonna insist. And just to make this even more human, of the way that these partnerships go. Even though I will not be involved in the training in the Netherlands, I actually will be attending the training for coding.
Programming.
Yeah, the programming, because honestly, I need to go learn that, I mean, so just, so I will be able to see all of you again, hopefully, if you are going to be a part of this, which I really hope. But yeah, but just to sort of, you know, humanize that for as much as we think, you know, that these are highly technical things, there's a whole bunch of people who have just come into it so randomly, in the sense of they upskilled or they reskilled and then upskilled, and they're holding jobs today. Miliora was mentioning, she's like, do you realize that we're touching on one of the most needed sectors or demanded sectors right now? And sometimes it's about learning that first little bit of code, and then, you know, rolling away with that. So it's going to be very exciting for me personally, to attend that. But hopefully, you know, I believe, it was Miss Shirley who was asking sort of how we, you know, how we manage to sort of address all these different profiles that we're wanting to target. The truth is that you could be coming from like a highly skilled job sector, and the minute you walk into this, you're sort of back to step one, because it's just a whole new world. What we're trying to do is make it interesting, hopefully make it fun, and you know, the content has a lot of objectives, obviously, and goals. But I think the project as a whole, if we can generate that interest and at least help you take step one in a way that you're in context of the knowledge, and then you can continue, you know, by either being able now to search because you know the terminology, or because you know kind of, you know, what is involved in that, then we feel that we will have succeeded in that sense, you know, because we've been able to generate that curiosity, and at least the first set of skills that you need to keep on going at it in your own time. So yeah.
Yes, so I would like to thank you all for participating and being in this session. So if you want to know more about us and be a part of our upscaling revolution in closing this digital gap that we have in the EU, for the Netherlands, you can scan the QR code on the left, and for Spain, you can scan the QR code on the right. And for the Netherlands, it's going to take you to a ZVVT page about closing the digital gap. And I'm happy to say that from the 15 participants that we're going to be able to handle, we're now at 13 people. So there's 2 more spots left. So yeah, so if you want to be a part of the revolution upscaling, then come along.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously, this project is pretty essential for the both of us, but there's so much more that ZVVT does, and that the Asociado Building Bridges, yes, Europa does. So through these QR codes, we just welcome you to go check it out. All of our contacts are always there. Everything's linked to proper channels, so you can either follow us, contact us, whatever you want to do. And yeah, if hopefully this is just the first step in a continued collaboration with everyone here.
Yes, thank you for your time, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you and bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marianne.
Bye-bye. I enjoy.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Oh,
High five.
high five, virtual high five.
Virtual high five. That was great. That was amazing.
Yes, it was good.
Listen, that was an amazing turnout, but that was all on you. That's your level of engagement. That's your level of engagement. Listen, chapeau.
Yeah.
Chapeau. Chapeau. I hope that the staff who was there, Marianne and everybody was happy, and you get that feedback because you deserve it.
Marianne just texted me. She thought it was good.
Good, 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 good. No, I'm super happy. Oh, let me stop recording. Wait.
We need to cut that out then. The last
Yeah,
part.
yeah, no, we will. Don't
We
worry.
will cut it.